Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Sorry about the delay guys, I wasn't about to having a live tonight. Let's see. Oops, what did I do? Oh, sorry about that. I must have sorry about that. I must have touched something and just wanted to disconnect it. Anyhow, I wasn't supposed to have a live streaming tonight. I mean, I was as usual, but I had an appointment, Skype consultation, and I thought I will not have it, but I think we still can have another hour and 15 minutes until 11 o'clock. So I thought I put it on. Hope you all guys doing okay. Let's see. Abhi is here. Male 25 India says hello. Thank you for that. Thank you, Abhi. And Chester is here. Male 27 Hawaii. Aloha, Mehran. He says, aloha, Chester. How are you? Long time no see. He says, it's been a while. Yeah, I know. You've been absent. Abhi has been absent too, but for last bit, he's been more active. He's been at the live streams and comments and the videos. I think he has more time right now. Good of you both to be here. And he Chester says, how are you doing? My mentor and life counselor. Thank you very much for that. I'm delighted that you're feeling good, and I hope you're feeling good. And glad that you're here. Sound from Hawaii is always welcome. And Abhi says, so after my new ex told me that she didn't see any spark in me, but still remains in touch, now I don't know what to do. What's there to do, Abhi? If she has lost her chance and she said she doesn't feel the same, don't pay attention to her. Just ignore her. Let her be. Don't have to be in touch with her. Don't try. The more you try, it's like a shadow. The more she wants to go away. She had her chance. You proposed to her. She said no. So it's her responsibility to come and win your heart again, rather than you giving it to her because she's now says, okay, I run. No, that's it. Bye-bye. I find another woman. Unless she comes and tries and, convinces you, which that's up to you. But if a woman gets such a big head because you're being kind and show your love to her, that means she's not really unbalanced, on a balanced stage, because if you pay attention to her, she thinks she's too much for you and she's too good for you. Then if you don't pay attention to her, she wants to follow you and see if she qualifies, because that's how it was. That's why she was with you, because obviously at the beginning, somehow she wasn't sure that you would pay so much attention to her, so it was intriguing to her. But when you started respecting her more and loving her and showing attention, wanting to marry her, then suddenly she changed her mind. That means she's not really having the confidence that a woman should have when you want to ask her to marry you. She's not taking her role seriously in that life. So in that case, you should not be just springing forward because she just contacted you or whatnot. And he says, I'm also don't have anybody to talk to, so I reply to her. Don't reply to her message. He says, look, I wish you well, and I'm busy doing my things, and just hope that everything is good for you. I'm here if you need me, but I think it's best we go part ways, since we could have gone as far as we go, and that's the outcome. Don't say that you decided this, and no, just say, and that's the outcome is clear to both of us. So now it's time for you to, find somebody else, and I'll do the same. Doesn't matter what's in your heart. That's what you should say. And Appy says, and also as I am attracted, so I reply to her, don't. That will just make you suffer and make her go further, because she's now wanting to have you to feel confident about herself while she's hunting for somebody else. Don't give her that confidence on your cost, on your dime. If she wants to feel good, she has to commit and comply to a relationship that is mutually beneficial, rather than stringing you along and you're attracted to her. But attracted to what? To her looks? What about her consciousness? Her consciousness is messing up with you. Her consciousness is not qualified. She's not having a proper direction or a solid foundation about this relationship. So her consciousness is not into it. Therefore, you should not allow her to come back at this point until she convinces you that her consciousness is also as attractive to you as perhaps her physical appearance. And he says, yes, I'm active now as I was busy in applying to university and college in Canada. Oh, good. And Appy says, she said yes to me, and after a few days, she told she don't see any sparks. Okay, then she can go and, I don't know, maybe make a campfire and get some spark out of that. What has she been doing all this time that you guys were together? Why was she with you at all? Suddenly, when she got what she wanted or what she was hoping for, she got your full attention and your commitment, suddenly you lost interest and value. But as long as you hadn't, then she was into the relationship. So that's not on you, that's on her. That's her shortcomings. And someone who's got that kind of a mentality and unreliability, you don't want to have in your life anyhow. So don't entertain her, and don't let her, string you along. Go about your business seriously. Go about your business and university, and clear your mind out of it, and you'll find better girls later. Who's the better girl? The girl whose heart and soul is into it, rather than I'm into it as long as I don't have it, but when it's offered to me, then I don't think I want to be into it because it's offered to me. So she's not sure of herself and her character, so that's a waste of time. Appy says she said yes. Okay, you got that one. And Chester says, my job keeps scheduling me on Saturday nights. Luckily, I'm off today. Hawaii has been raining a lot. Well, it's rainy season, isn't it? It's almost over, yeah? Almost rainy season over. Should be, yeah, pretty much, I think. And Maui has been hit so hard. Really? With what? Lots of houses are being affected by the hard rain in Maui. Oh, really? Oh, my hometown. That's unfortunate. I'm sure it'll change. Sunshine will come. The whole world needs good energy, and Maui needs a good energy of all the people who love it and want to come and visit it. But right now, with all these rules and regulations and all these stuff, vaccine and all that. Mark says, Mark, what about your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from? We need that before we can discuss anything. Abhi says, thank you for your wonderful advice and motivation. You're quite welcome, Abhi dear. You'll be fine. You just respect yourself. And yeah, Mark, we need that protocol before we can go on. I gotta know your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from. While we wait for that and others, I'll just close that window. It's getting a little chilly. That's funny. Okay. And Mark says, I'm 20 from California. Okay, 20 years old male from California says, my ex broke up because she said, I'm sorry, what happened here? Are we speaking English still? My ex broke up because she said, forget the I guess, she said that I wasn't what she was looking for. Really? That makes two of us, you should have said. She would contact me ever so often. Then one day I drunk texted her and she blocked me. What should I do? Nothing. Let it be. Let it be blocked. Why do you want to have anything to do with her? Do not pursue her. Do not stalk her on social media. Do not make any contact, and do not worry about what she's doing and if she, blocked you or not. Just don't. And don't ever text anybody ever again when you're drunk. But to begin with, don't even get drunk. What the hell is wrong with you? Drunk for what? What is it going to do? Put this alcohol into you, and your liver has to, process it, and, it's like poison. So you want to drink? Okay, one. All right, one glass of wine, one beer, that's enough. What do you want to do? Drown yourself so you can what? Pass out and say, oh, I dealt with my problems because I couldn't even think anymore. You couldn't think anymore about it because you were drunk. Not that you dealt with it. Nothing is solved. So don't treat yourself that way, and don't treat challenges in life by trying to escape from them by going into a coma. Face them. Face them. Understand them. Deal with them. And strongly, steady as she goes. Go forward. Advance. Don't try to hide underneath a blanket or underneath the alcohol or any kind of a substance just so you can feel, oh, I'm so devastated. I've got trouble in life. No, you don't. You're not devastated. You're living in the United States of America, the most modern and advanced nation on earth. And there's all kind of opportunities available to you. And you have no excuse in thinking that, oh, I'm a victim. You're not a victim. Just a girl left you. So big deal. Good riddance. You're in California, land of beautiful women. And there is no shortage of beautiful women anywhere in the world. And you're 20 years old. At age 20, you hardly know yourself, let alone knowing what kind of girl you really want. So this one wasn't the right one. That's the age that it's not supposed to be the right one. Age 20, you meet this one and that one, next one and next one. Neither you nor her know what you're really looking for at that age. So it's perfectly normal to break up. Not a big deal. It's experience. You learn something and you know a little bit more about yourself, what things are right, what things are not. And you will be able to learn to compromise and be compatible and look for compatibility rather than good looks or nice figure. That's not good enough. Your relationship is with your consciousness and her consciousness. If these two are not compatible, I don't care how good looking you guys are. You won't last long. So that's what it is. This is what it was. You were good together for a bit, and then as you grow up, you want to check things out. She wants to check things around. You want to check things around, and you find things that are not compatible, and that's normal, and you break up. So big deal. But don't think of it that, oh, that was the only girl that was possible for me to get to know and be in a relationship with. No, that's how it was until now. This one, next one, and then next one is not going to work, and next one is not. It's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 before you actually are old enough, about 28, 27 years old, 29 years old, till you can see what you're all about and what kind of standards you have, what kind of a girl you expect, what kind of a compatibility you will have. You got to know yourself first before you can know what you expect from a woman. And you at this age hardly know yourself. And it's not expected for you to know yourself. It's a journey. Through this journey, you will get to know things because of these experiences, relationship breakups, and so on. You get to be seasoned. So this is perfectly fine, but don't follow her around. And that's it. Let her go. And don't text anybody when you're drunk. And Chester says, Mehran, why do girls keep pushing us guys away when we show affection or interest in them. And if we don't show any interest, they seem to be interested in us. Why does that happen? Because they don't have the confidence that you think they have. Because they are women and you like them and you're attracted to them, they seem to be important to you because you're attracted to them. But they don't think that they're really important. You think they're important because you desire them. You're attracted to them. That's what makes them seem to be important to you. But you think because they are important to you, because you desire them, you're attracted to them, you think they also know about how important they are. They're not important to themselves. They're not attracted to themselves. So because their confidence level is low, when you pay attention to them, they say, well, I don't think I'm that hot or that important or have got that much to offer. But this guy shows so much attention to me. That means he thinks I'm, hot stuff. But I know I'm not. What do I have to offer? What? Expertise, education, job, reliability. What have I gained? What am I doing? What am I contributing to the world? What is my value? They don't have any much. But then they say, well, why is this guy paying attention to me that I don't think I'm much? So if I'm not much, that's what I think. But this guy is paying so much attention, then he must not be much. And if he's not much, I don't want him. So she changes her mind from wanting you when she doesn't know that you like her, when you don't pay enough attention to her, she's not sure, she doesn't have enough confidence, she wants to gain confidence by seeing you being attracted to her, so she accommodates you. But when she becomes sure that you are attracted to her and paying attention to her, but yet she says, why is he paying so much attention to me? I don't think I'm that hot. And I got him anyhow, so therefore, now I'm still not sure of myself. I got his attention. And I thought by his attention coming to me, I will be confident and see the confidence that I deserve. But now I got him, but I still don't think so important about myself. Why? Because inwardly, she's not important. And she knows it. It doesn't matter if you pay attention to her or not. Until you haven't, she thinks you paying attention to her, if she gets your attention, she will feel confident. When she gets your attention, she still doesn't feel confident because confidence comes from inwardly, not from the attention of other people. And with that fact, she says, oh, maybe then I should go to somebody else to get confident because this one pays attention to me and I still don't feel confident. She doesn't know that lack of confidence is not because it's up to you to give her the confidence, because internally she just doesn't have it. She got to accomplish things, she got to learn things in order to bring that confidence in herself, and she doesn't have that. So you pay attention to her, she still doesn't feel confident, she thinks, oh, maybe then I got to go to somebody else to get the confidence. Because when this guy wasn't paying attention to me, I was feeling, I have to get him to feel confident, and it was good. But now that I have him, I still don't feel I'm much, so maybe I should go somewhere else and see if I could become much with their attention. So jumping from one branch to another, it's their way to feel important. Because otherwise, internally, on their own, they don't feel important. These are the women, the people in general, who don't have enough confidence because they haven't accomplished anything. And that's not the kind of woman you want to have a relationship with anyhow. You got to find someone who's confident, so when you pay attention to her, she'll appreciate it because she already knows she deserves it and she has something to offer. She can reciprocate. She has that mentality and she wants to build something. So when they behave the way you said they do, that's your cue and that's your lucky day. So you don't have to spend more energy and time on someone that would not be able to measure up in the near future even. Okay. And Billy says, male 24, Greece. He says, hello, Mr. Meron. Hello, dear. Hello, Billy. Says, how do we cope with intense emotions or thoughts that bring intense emotions? Especially when they appear when you sleep or just when you wake up in the morning. Yeah, but what is it about, Billy? Intense emotions about what? You feel like you have an orange, or you want to have tea? Emotional about something you want? Or is it a girlfriend that you miss? that you miss, especially in the mornings. What is that intense emotion about? Billy says also, is it more optimal to change the way we feel and think using our consciousness when we experience such emotions, or just accept them? What emotion is it, Billy? What emotion is it? Accept what? Give me the info. Throw me the bone. Dr. Evil speaking. And Helen, or Helene, or is it? I don't know the alphabet. Okay. Helen says, I need to know age, gender, and where you're tuning in from, just like Billy did. Male 24 Greece, or Chester, male 27 Hawaii, or Abhi, all having given those credentials. So I need that to know gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. Then I will be more than happy to address it. Says, why do some guys ask for money from a girl, saying that you would be there for them through thick and thin and taking advantage of them? What is your advice on that? First, I gotta know a little bit more about you. Just those three things. Are you a young lady, or you're a lady, or a man? So I can address you properly, and cultural background by knowing where you come from and the age. And Billy says, feeling of missing the ex, betrayed, fear of not finding a better one, guilt. Well, you can be 100% sure that even if you don't try, there will be others. Because just the way the river. Life is a river. It's a moving river. And in the moving river, there's always new things coming about. And whether you want it or not, your path is going to cross with another person. And she's going to be maybe better or worse than this one, but you will be the judge of that. But you're going to meet lots more people. It doesn't matter if you think it will or not, it will, because that's how the world works. And if you're missing her and betrayed you, why do you not focus on the fact that she betrayed you, as you say, but you're focusing on what makes you miss her? Why don't you update the file when you feel you're missing her because of all the memories and all the, intimacy and all that is pleasant to you, pleasurable, these are in the memory, but that makes you miss her. But quickly, when you enjoyed that memory of all the good things that you remember of her, then quickly update that with the problems that you had, the betrayal, the things that caused this to be broken up. When you update the file, then you're no longer perceiving her as how it used to be at some time in your relationship. And based on good memories, you think of her now as good as well. But that's not the fact, because you're perceiving her based on the memory. That used to be a good relationship. Look at her actuality as she is now, today. How? By updating the file about how this relationship progressed and what were the problems. Bring the problems into the memory, into the picture, alongside all the things that you're thinking, how wonderful it was thinking about her and missing her. Quickly update the file and bring the problems. So you will see that, hey, she did this, that, I'm not going to miss her. And then if you still miss her, you know that's lust. There's no reason for a logical mind to actually miss a woman who you say she betrayed you, and you say there were other problems, and if you don't focus on those problems, you will not see it. When you don't see it and you only focus on the pleasurable parts, well, of course, what's there not to miss? You will miss the intimacy, the goody-goodies, the laughs and fun things. But that's not the reality of her now. It used to be the reality of her at one time. But the way it is and the way it ended is her actuality. And her actuality today is how she is and how she's treating you and behaving with you. And obviously that is not representation of what you have in the memory. So you got to separate the two. The memory is past, the memory is gone, the memory is dead. Her actuality is what you should be focusing on. You're not focusing on that. Therefore, you're overexposing the memory qualities into her actuality, but her actuality, if you focus on, is not going to measure up. So update who she is with who she is now in the present moment, and you will see that she is not measuring up to the standards that you expect. Therefore, there's no reason to miss her. And when you miss her in the morning, that's because you're a guy in the morning. You're horny, and obviously you're going to be naturally be thinking about the most recent girlfriend, most recent relationship that was meaningful, and that's her. So, that's the time you're going to miss her more, especially that you have been through the relationship. I don't know when you guys broke up. You have been created a routine together. There's certain things that you did together and individually, but as a couple, it would affect you, each other. So whatever you did involved in one way or another each other. Go to the coffee, go to work, or see each other afterwards, or go to the gym, or these things, or cook together, or whatever it was. I don't know if you were living together or not, but there were things that you were doing that was in relation to each other, and there were certain kind of activities that was mutual or together, and these are mechanical processes. Through these mechanical processes, you would create a routine, an order of life. That order has replaced the order that you used to have when you were single. Now this is the only order you know. The order that is in a relationship is created by this relationship. And the mind doesn't find security as your body finds security. Your body finds security in the physicality. You're sitting in your apartment, you touch yourself, all the limbs are here, and the apartment door is closed, is locked, is in a good part of town. So your physical presence finds security in a physical area that is secured environment. But the mind doesn't find security in a physical environment. It finds its security in the order of life. And your order was with her through doing mechanical process, doing things that was together with her. That was the order. And in that order, mind finds its security. Now that order is broken. You're not together anymore. And because you're not together, the mind doesn't have that what it used to hang its hat on and find its security, being in that order. And it's looking around because that order that it was used to is broken. So it doesn't have a place. That's why you keep going into the memory, because in the memory, that routine, that order, those things that was creating that style of life, that routine, that order of life is still in the memory. So you keep going in the memory because there's an order there, and the mind finds security in the order. So the mind feels comfortable in that memory because that's where the order is. So what you need to do, and then in the order, in that comfort zone, you will see her. And then you think, oh, I'm actually feeling good because I miss her. You don't miss her. You miss the order of life that is now broken. You were used to that. In fact, it is the order, the routine of things that you're missing. But she happened to be part of it when you're in the memory to reclaim that order, to feel good about yourself and feel secure in your mind. You see her and you think you miss her. What you need to do is to create new mechanical processes, new things you like to do, things you want to learn, things you want to be occupied, the projects that you want to do, the exercises or sports or things that you want to be active. I know it's difficult times these days to do all those things, but somehow you got to find things that you want to learn and you want to accomplish. And those would be your new mechanical processes through which you will create a new routine, which would be your new order. And in that order, the mind finds security, which would not be going to the memory, and in the memory wouldn't be meeting her to miss her. So you will create a new order in life, and that new order will give you that security that you're looking for, and therefore you will not miss her as much as you think you do. All right. All right. Now, Helen, are you now going to give me that information? Age, where are you tuning in from? Gender, Helen, I need that info. Throw me the bone. Give me the info. So I'll go to Julie. Julie, you too. I need to know age, gender, where you're tuning in from. And then I will be more than happy to. So I go to pieces of prestige. And you don't have that credential either. I need gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. Anybody who does that gets the first answer to the question. This is the protocol that we have. Just look up there. Like Billy says, male 24, Greece. 3 things. And Chester says, male 27, Hawaii. And so these are all we need. Abhi says, male 25, India. So we need these 3 little codes in order for me to have an idea who you are, where you are, and so on. Billy says, thanks, Mr. Mehran, for your response. You're quite welcome, dear. And Pieces of Prestige says, Brian from Amsterdam, Netherlands, 24. Ah, thank you very much for that. So we go to Chester. Chester said, Helen is from Ontario, Canada, 29. Oh, did she? Oh, she already did that. So Pieces of Prestige. I'm sorry, I got to go to Helen because Helen apparently, where is it? Oh yeah, I remember she put it there. Yeah, she retracted it, I guess. Okay, fair enough. We'll go to Helen first because that's, and Julie did that too as well. Yeah, I got it, Chester. Thanks very much for that. I remember the Canadian flag was there too. Thank you for that. Okay, we go to Helen. So Helen says, where's Helen? Helen says, why do some guys ask for money from a girl? Well, listen, Helen, people can ask for whatever they want. You're not supposed to give it to them because you can respond to whatever you think is right. So it's on them to ask for it, but it's on you to give it to them. Why would you give it to them? What's the underlying reason for you to comply to something that is unreasonable? You know? You're supposed to be protecting yourself physically, mentally, and also financially. So if somebody comes and asks you something, why would you give it to them when you know this is your money and everybody should be responsible for their own finances, at least as long as they haven't, they're not in a, relationship or living together or, married or something. So that's number one. You got to find out, you can't be holding people responsible for trying to, benefit themselves from what they request. It is up to you not to accept such requests that seem or are unreasonable to you. So she says, why do some guys ask for money from a girl, saying that they would be there through thick and thin, and taking advantage of them? What's your advice on that? My advice is that you never allow anybody to take advantage of you. If somebody asks for money, well, you're not a bank. Why should you give them the kind of money that is going to hurt you? You don't have extras. If you had money laying around and you think the person is really credible and you find that person have actually, complied to standards that you find acceptable, then maybe you consider to loan or not loan. But even so, you're not one entity, and you should not be loaning money when you don't have it yourself or when you need it yourself. They will try to manipulate you if they're not of good stock, good caliber, but it's up to you to have the final word as far as it's going to affect your life. So that's one thing about that. Why they ask? Because people try to be lazy and get their problems solved through other people who would be gullible to allow them to take advantage of them. So probably because you're a good person yourself, you don't take advantage of people, you think other people are also the same as you. We usually think of people the way we think of ourselves. If we're good people, we think other people are good too. But it's unfortunately not the case. So you got to be watching for what it is being requested of you, and you respond to it the way you think it's beneficial to you. And Helen continues, says, now moving forward, I have a hard time letting people in and trusting them because I'm scared that they will take advantage of me. Well, listen, and then she says, and pushing good people away because I'm scared to be manipulated and gaslighted again. Look, it's like saying, I have a horse, and the horse is pretty good when I'm walking or trotting, and even when galloping, but this horse is not qualified to go over a jump, to go show jumping, to jump over a fence. So you accept those services and those qualifications based on how far this horse can do. You can only trust the horse for walking, galloping, and trotting. You can't trust the horse just because it does these three things good, to take it onto show jumping events or jump over fences. It doesn't have the capabilities. So the same thing with people pretty much. Just because they seem to be good in a relationship with you, that doesn't mean they should also be trusted with something that they haven't proven yet that they can handle it. So even if you want to, they could be a good person or a good, companion, but maybe they're not responsible in their financial world. Maybe they're not having a good job. Maybe they're not really pursuing it. Maybe they're not having expertise to ensure the ability to pay you back. So you got to look at all those. Just because you like somebody, that doesn't make that person qualified for everything else that they may be expecting from you or asking of you. You should still make a decision based on what their qualification is in that particular discipline. Same like the horse, jumping, galloping, walking, fine, but you don't take that same horse on a jump, on a fence, on an obstacle, because you don't know if you can do it or not. You don't have that trust, so you shouldn't be allowing you to say, oh, you're a good horse, so let's go jump, and my life is on you. You jump, and if you don't, I'll fall over on the ground. That's a risk you're taking without really knowing that this horse has a capability or not. Same thing. You're friend with the guy, is your boyfriend or whatever, and then you think just because of that, you're going to accept his request to give him money? Do you have extra money laying around? Are you sure you can pay it back? Is it qualified? Have you tested the fact that even if you want to give him money, why don't you give a little bit less and see if he pays that back? And, so on and so forth. So again, just because they have some good credentials in some parts of their interaction with you doesn't mean they're qualified to, go on a bike tournament with them or a tennis tournament. They're a good person, but they don't know how to play tennis. So why would you go into court and try to, be partner in that game? You got to qualify them every step of the way. So you didn't qualify them, and now you are using that experience in thinking that all people are bad. What I'm saying is you don't have to push people away, but you can just simply give them enough rope as far as they are qualified. In other words, do the walking, do the trotting, do the galloping with them. But if you haven't seen that they're qualified to go on a jump, don't take them on there. So you don't have to push them away because the last one tricked you or manipulated you. You can simply have your relationship with them to a certain point that you seem that they are reliable or they're capable of, or that they can be relied on. That's all. And in that way, you don't have to push people away, but you have the leash on, you have the control on. The limitation of that relationship is up to you. but it's not dogmatic. So, okay, either this or that. Either you're perfectly a qualified human being that I can trust you in every aspect of life, or nothing. So either I push you away, or if I don't push you away, then I'll give you money too. No, you can have a relationship with your friends based on their qualification, the stage of the friendship, the state of the trust, and how you guys have negotiated and learned. So put limits on that association, on that friendship, and you don't have to push them away. Give limits to different people at different stages. And you don't have to be scared because you don't let them in all the way. It's like, you can open the door, but they can't come in. You can open the door, they can come in, but they can't sleep overnight. They can sleep overnight, but only overnight, not for a week. See, increments. All right. Julie says, okay, no, not Julie. We go to Pieces of Prestige says, hi there. Must say, been watching your videos for a long time. How amazing to catch a live Q&A. Well, we've been around almost every week, Pieces of Prestige, and I wonder, why haven't you been notified? Did you not push the bell? If you guys subscribe and push the bell and choose the option of all or always, then you should be given the notification when I go live. And if you don't, at least know that 1 p.m. on Saturdays and 9 p.m. on Saturdays, we usually have a live stream. And here is the link for the live stream, 1 minute and 47 seconds promotion for the live stream, which you can share it on your social media or use it to remind yourself, but I prefer if you share it on social media so people will know that this channel has a live stream and we exist, and so we can get more attention and help more people at the same time. Pieces of Prestige says, Brian from Amsterdam, Netherlands, 24. Thank you for that. And he says, hope you're all right. I do have a question. Perhaps you could shine your light on it. By all means, I look forward to it. So let's see if you have it here. Well, I have what happened to Julie's question? Ah, there it is. Julie, you also did say, oh, here it is. Julie, male 31, Phil. Okay, male 31, oh, Philadelphia. Is that Philadelphia? Just want to say thank you, sir. You made me go to a psychiatrist. Good. I'm glad that you took my advice. And all right, good. I'm glad that you are being taken care of by your psychiatrists. So Pieces of Prestige says, Hmm. 24 from Netherlands, Amsterdam. He says, no worries, it's still interesting. Okay. Says, I'm just typing my question beforehand so you can answer when there is time. Okay. Where's the question? Okay, here it is. It says, so I got into a polyamorous relationship with a pre-existing couple. Okay. Got a little bit of a lighting I gotta fix in here. Just one moment, please. Looks okay now. All right. Okay, where was I? So I got into a polyamorous relationship. So each one of you were free to have sex with other people, consensual. We both knew about it. With a pre-existing couple. Okay, so she had a boyfriend already, and you and her started having sex, but I guess they had an arrangement that each one of them can be with other people, but you didn't know that, or did you? Or did you agree that she could also be with somebody else, or you thought, oh, it's a good deal. She wants to be intimate with me, so great. I don't know what the situation was, but anyhow, says it was a great time at first, but me and the girl eventually fell for each other more than for him, for both. Am I missing something here? Okay, let me continue. So I promised if I were ever drive a wedge between them, so she liked you more than she liked the other guy that she was with. And were you with somebody else too, or she was the only girl that you were seeing? So I promised if I were ever to drive a wedge between them, I'd leave the situation completely. Thing is, she wants to break up with him to go monogamous with me, feeling guilty but happy. No, why should you feel guilty? What the hell is going on? What this whole bullshit of people being in a relationship and also fucking other people? That's nonsense. I know that's some of the things that goes on around the world, and people say this and that, so forth. But in reality, it doesn't work. Because what to stop you from being with this girl and the girl being with you, and then the girl want to be with another guy and you want to be with another girl, and then the girl want to be with another guy after that guy, and then you want to be with another girl. And you're diluting the whole relationship. There's so many statics and so many interference and things that comes into the picture, and so many dramas and dilemmas and changes here and there that everybody's going to get confused of who likes who more and so on. It's all fun and games maybe for sex, but it's all bullshit for a relationship. It will never work. Simple. And so if she's willing to be, exclusive to you and you be exclusive to her, well, that's great. Because that one is not a healthy relationship or a healthy arrangement anyhow. I don't care how fun it is, but that's supposed to be when you simply don't want to have a girlfriend, don't want to be in a relationship, and just want to have sex with different girls, and you let them know. And you won't enter in a relationship, but yet still want to have sex with other girls, and then she does the same thing. That's bullshit. So if she comes to an understanding that she wants to be exclusive to you and you're willing to be exclusive to her, no guilt. That's good for her and good for you. And if it didn't work out, then you break up and go and find another girl, and she goes and find another guy. But this whole business of being together and then being with other people is just shit. Nothing else. I don't care about what's in and what's fashionable. It's bullshit. So don't feel guilty and just continue being happy and be with her and let her break up with the other one and go and build something. If you guys don't have enough loyalty and enough discipline to either be together or not to be together, then your whole life would be on a teeter-totter. You like a teeter-totter. You would know Can I count on it? Not count on it. Maybe tomorrow she's going to, because there's no rule, there's no accepted contract or agreement of a certain style of a relationship. Okay, and what are you building on? It's like building a building on a foundation that is quicksand, or it's mud and soft mud. You can't build anything of any magnitude or any solid with any solid foundation. Whatever you build, eventually, with a little bit of a flick, gone. Why? Because the foundation doesn't work. You have relationship with this girl, and she has a relationship with that guy, and then you with another girl, and she with another girl. It's fucking bullshit. Pardon my French, but that's what it is. So be happy and go and make a life better, or however, as long as it lasts. And so Prestige says, just not sure how to come to a solid decision based on either my promise. Forget that promise. That was stupid promise, and it's not logical. I mean, what? How can you have emotion equally to two women? That's sex. That's lust. There's no emotion. And if there's no emotion, you can't build anything. So you guys got to commit to something and then be loyal to it. And if it didn't work out, okay, you go and find somebody else. But at the same time, it's diluting the whole beauty of a relationship. How could that be? All right. So, based on either my promise or gut feeling on future perspective. There is no guarantee for future perspective anyhow. What gut feeling? I don't understand. You think maybe this doesn't work? Well, it didn't work, then you'll know it. And then you go on with something that might have a better chance. But at this point, you can't just hypothesize thing and based on that make a decision. The decision that you accept the fact that she could be with another man and you also could be with another, that's bullshit. It's fun maybe, but bullshit. And Prestige says, my bell is on all. Really? I wonder. This YouTube really doesn't do a good job in that. Says, yep. And with the three of us, I guess. He says, I knew we basically had a sort of love triangle. I was only with her. Yeah, you were only with her. But she wasn't. So Chester says, okay, no. Says, all fair in love and war. And Prestige says, true, it's at least worth a try to go exclusive. Yeah, of course. Nothing else means anything. How can you not be exclusive with one woman and still make sense out of it? Well, who are you going to call when you come out of your work? Oh, honey, I'm home. Who? Which one? Who are you going to text? Who are you going to have dinner? I mean, that's so stupid. I can't even... Yeah, we all had multiple dates, but that wasn't when we were committed to a girl in a relationship. One girl is a relationship. Bunch of girl is bunch of dates. But you can't have two girlfriends at the time. It doesn't matter if you tell them or not. It's still not going to work. And Helen says, do you think going to therapy would help me with my whole situation? Of course it would. You can always go on my site and make an appointment. And I have a Skype consultation, which I had just one tonight before, that's why I was late. So you can go on my site, mind@6truth.com, and make an appointment if you like, and we can explore it and discuss it together. And if you make a 1 hour appointment, then usually for the clients at the first time, I give another hour on me, so it'll be 2 hours, plenty of time to explore what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. And then we go back to just, okay, Ruth Britu Brua says, how to use self-suggestion or self-affirmation to rewire the subconscious mind. It's a very general question. It has to be particular to a certain situation that I could fit it into this discussion. Otherwise, this general topic could go for an hour discussion. And also, I need to know your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from, because I know you've been here before, but I don't remember everyone's. And now let's go to Alejandro Ramirez. Says, I have a question. Alejandro, I need to know your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from. Says, don't remember ever having OCD, but I might have, I guess, anxiety. But in quarantine, I say a show, and I don't know. I forgot what I thought, and I kept thinking about it, and I think I got HOCD. Yeah, okay. You look at the videos that I have on HOCD. There are two major playlists: Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts. And the other playlist also has very important and very good material in it. Intrusive, OCD, HOCD, short videos. They're not short, but they're interesting. I highly recommend that playlist as well. And just remember, the key to freedom of thoughts is separation of the brain and you. Brain is not you. You're not the brain. Brain is not your teacher. Brain is not your intellect. You're above brain, whatever brain conjures up and suggests in form of thoughts, ideas, or images. You have the only power to allow it to be used, or you veto the suggestion and select whatever you prefer and what you think should be the right choice for you. You make this based on your values and what's meaningful to you, your morals, your manners, your values, your faith, or whatever it is that makes you be who you are. And you veto the suggestions that the brain does, because all what brain does makes thoughts. All these thoughts have nothing to do with you, because brain is a separate system and you are a separate entity. You are the boss of this entity, and the brain has been added to you. There was a you before the brain was added. This brain as we have it was added to us only 40,000 years ago. But before that, for 1,000,000 years or so, we've been around. So there was a you before the brain was developed to become the brain that it is now. So this brain is a separate system, is not you. And through the experiments that the neurosurgery and neuroscience Nobel Prize winning research have done, it is proven scientifically in the modern times that the philosophical point of views of Aristotle about dualism is correct and is proven through the work of Dr. Speary, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Owen, Dr. Leibet. They have proven that there are aspects of the brain, there are aspects of you that the brain cannot reach. It cannot reach your intellect, it cannot reach your compassion, it cannot reach what your beliefs and inclination is. There's no center for math, there's no center for intellect, there's no center for political views. There is nothing that they can manipulate in the brain and get a reaction to it like they would get you to raise your arm if they manipulate someplace, or if they manipulate the occipital lobe in the back of your head and you could see a light, your eyesight and all that, or anything else that they could manipulate and get you to maybe make a sound. But they can't reach your intellect, they can't reach your consciousness, they cannot make any change to it, they cannot reach your values, they cannot reach your preferences. So the brain is not you and cannot reach you. You are beyond the brain, and therefore you are the only judge that can allow whatever brain conjures up in the form of questions, suggestions, or whatever. It's never a conclusion, it's always a suggestion. You have the right to veto it, and you veto it based on your values. But when it shows up, it could be in the form of making you think you're a pedophile, or you have a religious OCD, or you have a pure OCD, you have HOCD, you have all kinds of responsibility OCD, harm OCD. These are all what the brain has conjured up, and HOCD is definitely a famous one. But you have the power to veto it and ignore it and move on with your life and retrain your brain and rewire your brain by your behavior. As I've explained it in many videos, which if I go on, it will be another 25 minutes, and we don't have that kind of time. But you're more than welcome to make an appointment with me on my site, and then we'll go through this whole business of OCD and HOCD and so on and so forth, and you get all the information. In the description of my videos about OCD and HOCD and whatnot, you will have links of psychotherapists, clinical psychologists, neuroscientists like Dr. Schwartz, Dr. Philipson, Dr. Jan Weiner. These are all brilliant psychologists, psychotherapists that you can look at their presentations and be more knowledgeable about what you're going through and understanding better if the videos that I have wouldn't be enough for you to give you that information. Mark Stewart says, I go to school with my ex. How do I respond if I see her? Respond like if you know her exactly as who she is today, not like you know her as she used to be. The girl that you see today is not the girl that you used to be with. That girl is still in your memory, but this girl, her actuality is different, and you got to treat her based on her actuality today. And her actuality is the way she treats you and interacts with you, which is not as a girlfriend. So you treat her as someone that you happen to know, but not that girl that you used to be in relationship with. So in other words, don't have any sensitivity toward her because the girl that is talking with others, laughing with others, or maybe has another boyfriend is not the girl that you used to go out with. Because if it was the same girl that you used to go out with, you wouldn't have been broken up. She's a different person. She's moved on to a different, standards or characteristics. And that's why you treat her like the person that you actually don't know, because you don't know. This is not the same person that you used to be with. This is a different version of her. And that version of her, you treat her like any other version that you just met. And that's what you look at her. But when you look at her and you think she's the same person that used to be with you, you question, oh, how do I do? No, you don't know her. Why? Because you're not together. If you were, still in the same, she was still the same as she was before, you would be together. So on that note, you treat her like kindly, but like a stranger. How kind you are to a stranger, that's what you do. And you see her in that same light, not the image you have of her in your mind as it was in the past. That image is just in the memory, not the reality of her. Her actuality is different. Focus on her actuality today and how she behaves and entertains or interacts with you or treats you. And Alejandro says, and I used to think, okay, I don't see that. Yeah, I answered that one. Yeah, Alejandro, you just got to understand what HOCD is and go see a psychologist who's specialized in OCD, HOCD, and ask them to guide you through this. But they have to be psychotherapists who are specializing in OCD and HOCD, not just any psychologist. That wouldn't do. So, and then ask them to help you to understand that what HOCD is, if those videos wouldn't be enough. And we have Pieces, Prestige says, you bring a nice, firm, down-to-earth view. Thank you for answering. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. And Namita is here. Oh my goodness, where have you been? Namita, female, 22, India. Lovely for you to be here, giving a little bit of a different atmosphere to the whole crowd. When there are ladies here, everybody behaves even better. So how have you been and how are things? What's new with you? And Namita says, it's been a while since I tuned in here. How have you been? Thank you very much. Good. We've been plugging along and trying to have our live streams on Saturdays. Almost tonight, I didn't have it because I had an appointment before this on Skype. But I thought there's still time, and I have an appointment at 11, a little after, and we have only 9 more minutes. So let's see if I can answer any question here. And Pieces of Prestige says, Mr. Dudley, I am curious of something. I snapped out of depression during the pandemic using psychedelic and dissolving the ego. All my issues just seemed like context instead of me being the issue. Have you ever experienced that or have researched it? It seems to help certain people. Not legal anywhere, of course. I have never had experience with psychedelics, and I will never have. Uh, knowingly, unless somebody put something in my, I hope not. And I have no interest in that, and I don't find it helpful because I believe if you understand your mind and how to train your brain, understand neuroplasticity, understand meditation, understand the psyche, the movement of the thoughts, and understand the consciousness, the relationship between consciousness and thoughts, fear, desire, ego. If you understand this, then you become the mechanic of your own machine rather than having to rely on a certain substance or somebody to tell you something, because after a while you know how this machine works and the movements of it becomes apparent to you, and then you can correct it or modify it or retrain it or rewire it, and so on and so forth. So relying on these sort of things is, I don't know if it's permanent or temporary. I don't know. It's just not recommended to use these substances, and you become addicted to that, and then that substance itself becomes a problem while you're trying to solve something else with it. So now you've got 2 problems. So I stay away from it and pursue psychiatrists who are specialized, who can help you with what you're looking for, and then you become the master of your brain as you are naturally. But instead, we've all been duped to think the brain is the leader and we follow it, where it is the other way around. We are the leader and the sole judge for the behavior of the brain, and we can rewire it, retrain it, if we know what we're doing. And Helen says, how do I schedule a session with you? You go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Oh, you don't have Skype? Well, then we can do it on FaceTime or on telephone. Either way, if you make the appointment on Skype, then we can simply, I can give you the phone number, and then you can call, we can talk on the phone. Otherwise, if you have a computer right now, you can have a Zoom. We can do Zoom. In fact, don't worry about it. I can send you a link to the Zoom, as this is what I do with some of my clients in California when their Skype is not working well. And you just click on the link and you'll be admitted in. So you don't have to have a Skype. So you go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Here it is. mindthatseekstruth.com. And you click on the Skype button that is turning around on top right corner, or click on consultation, and it will give you the choices, and just go ahead and make an hour appointment, and then I'll add another hour to it, and we'll have plenty of time, at least to begin with. And Pieces of Prestige says, true, it's pretty difficult to try and understand it. I tried it just one time, but it did change my view on life. Okay, good, but I don't suggest you try it again. Just talk to your psychotherapist and find a way to understand the roots of the things, and to be able to modify your behavior and your thinking the way you like to. And Namita says, haha, I'm all right, I guess, feeling a little anxious lately. I feel really calm hearing you talk. Oh, good. Good. Maybe even sleepy. Yeah, I do have that effect on people. And many people say when they're watching my videos, my voice puts them to sleep. But the funny thing is not that. The funny thing is when I actually want to review my own videos, and when it happens to be the sleepy time, I fall asleep myself because whether it's boring topic or it's just my voice. I have that effect. Chester says, okay, I got to shut it down, guys, in about 5 minutes. Chester says, oh, you're talking to Helen. Okay, good. Okay, thank you for that, Chester, for the reference and encouragement. Anyhow, guys, it's time for me to go. I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. Don't forget to use that link to share it on your social media. Let people know that we have a live stream and the support is here if you're going through breakup, devastation, emotional devastations, or hardship. If you're going through OCD, HOCD, and whatnot, you can always go on my site, mind@seekstruth.com, make an appointment. And for new clients, I always add 1 hour to their 1 hour appointment on that session, and we'll have 2 hours on that same very session. Not transferable, just on that session. And then we have plenty of time to get to know the issue and explore it together one-on-one on Skype or on Zoom, however it might work for you. So I look forward to talking to you next week, 1 p.m. Vancouver time and 9 p.m. Vancouver time. Saturday next week, 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. Vancouver time. In the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.